At 133 pounds at the Big Ten Championships in 2019, Nick Suriano ended up winning the entire bracket, defeating Luke Pletcher 4-1 in the finals. To go through the bracket and just talk about some of the interesting matchups, starting with the round of 16. Not really any gigantic upsets that I can really think of from there. Pretty much what you would expect to happen. So Nick Suriano got a pin over Anderson of Maryland. Lizak got a pin over Lance of Wisconsin. Thornton beat Valdivez. Desanto got his bye. But then going into the quarterfinals, this is where things started to get a little bit interesting. So Miocic and Duncan had a match where Miocic, I think, was expected to get bonus points and ended up only winning 9-4. But he got the win. It was a pretty clear win. It's not like Duncan never appeared to be getting close to victory there. Pletcher, with a win over Roman Bravo Young, RBY had a win over Pletcher in the duel. So for Pletcher, this was his opportunity to get that loss back, and he did. Suriano versus Lizak in a match between two NCAA finalists that ended up taking place in the quarterfinals of a Big Ten tournament, which is kind of funny. But Suriano won that 9-2 pretty dominantly. And then Austin Desanto beat Thornton from Purdue 9-3, which led to some of the interesting semifinal matchups, or so we thought. We thought we would get Miocic versus Pletcher. Miocic dominated that match in the regular season, but again, Pletcher had just come off of avenging a loss from earlier. But he didn't get the chance to avenge this one. Miocic took a medical forfeit, which seems a little bit unexpected, but I guess in that way, we didn't get to see Miocic go against some of the guys we've already seen him go against. Because had he beaten Pletcher, he would have had to go against Suriano again, who he already beaten. So I guess for him, the thought was, you've got your automatic bid now. Let's just ride off, stay healthy, don't get injured, and then come back at it in a week and a half. So kind of unfortunate that's how it worked, but that was the rest of the tournament for Miocic. So I could pick him to win it. Unfortunately for you, you were never wrong in that he never lost a match, but he did medical forfeit. And then in the rematch between Suriano and Desanto, Suriano was much more dominant this time around. And as we all remember, Desanto, after winning, got up in Suriano's face and was screaming. You wondered how would Suriano take to that, and well, here is your answer. This is after the buzzer. I don't know why you can't hear it. But Suriano wrestled him after the buzzer, got in his face, was screaming, getting after the corner. Although they're kind of pretty close to the mat there, which is a little interesting. So he was fired up. But big win for Nick Suriano. Let me see if I can turn that off. It's making some feedback in the background. But win for him nonetheless. He gets to the finals, avenges a lot in the process, gets the match with Pletcher, and wins 4-1. Some interesting matches on the back. Let's pull those up real quick. So also, as far as the placements go, Suriano was first, Pletcher second, Lizak third, Desanto fourth, RBY 5, Miocic 6, Thornton 7, and Duncan 8. But Lizak got a win over Thornton, got the medical default over Miocic, and then beat Austin Desanto 6-2. Was able to ride him out for a very long period of time in this match. It was up 4-0 late. Desanto ended up getting a late takedown, but wasn't able to do enough and ended up losing this one 6-2. RBY beat Dylan Duncan 3-2. Then there was the match between RBY and Desanto. Desanto was dominating this match for the most part. He gave a couple of takedowns to make the match a little bit closer than it was at 13-8. But a very clear win for Austin Desanto, who coming in was the number 2 seed, but ended up finishing fourth. Moving up to 1-1. Mike Carr, who was the 1 seed, had a very rough tournament. Started off with a loss to Chad Red in the quarterfinals. Ken Storr was able to beat Tristan Moran, which was a minor upset there. And McKenna with a dominant win over Mitch McKee, which is somewhat surprising. I figured McKenna would win that match, but I didn't think he would major him. And then Nick Lee with the 8-3 win over Max Murin of Iowa. Semifinals, Chad Red continues with the upsets, beats Cannon Storr 4-1 to get his spot in the finals. And McKenna avenges the loss to Nick Lee 5-2. And then in the finals, Joey McKenna beats Chad Red 9-2. So the final winners here were Joey McKenna at first, Chad Red number 2, Nick 3, Mitch McKee 4, Cannon Storr 5, Tristan Moran 6, Max Murin 7, and the number 1 seed, Mikey Carr, all the way down at number 8, which I don't think anyone could have expected that coming in. But then to look at how that happened to him, in the consolation or Conti of 8, number 2, Murin over Lipari, McKee over Eicher, Moran over Lucas, and then Mike Carr did get the win here when Limix. But from there, he then had to face Tristan Moran, lost that match 9-4, surprisingly. Murin lost Mitch McKee 2-1. So then McKee goes on, beats 12-6. Nick Lee beats Tristan Moran 11-2, and then Nick Lee with a 12-4 win against a bonus point again. Another main decision over Mitch Key. This time Lee got it. McKenna had it before. But then in that surprising 7th place match, the number 1 seed Mike Carr, who had already beaten Maximilian, that was a close match. This time around, he loses 3-1. So pretty surprising results right there. At 1v9, this was pretty much a two-horse race. Early so it looked at the start between Ashnault and Micah Jordan. That ended up being a very close match. Ashnault wins 8-6. Some surprising upsets that came along the way. Pat Lugo fell to Brady Berge. Lugo was the number 3 seed, expected to be, if there's going to be any guy who could potentially push for a spot in the finals, to steal one from Ashnault or Jordan, Lugo might have been the guy, but he lost to Berge, who then in turn lost a major to Micah Jordan. Thorne put up a good fight against Ashnault, losing 5-1, but it's not like he was ever really close to winning that match. So then the final place winners here were Ashnault at 1, Micah Jordan 2, Pat Lugo at 3, Cole Martin 4, Thorne 5, Brady Berge 6, Shane Oster 7, and Malik Amin 8. Moving up to 157, this was the Nolf Next Topic bracket. He pretty much ran through everybody here. Got the pin over Barone. Actually, some close match, 7-1 over Pantaleo. And in the finals, a major decision over Tyler Berger. Caleb Young fell to Alec Pantaleo part of that. But then a big upset here with Steve Blease over Ryan Deacon. Blease did lose Berger, though. But the final place winners here were Jason Nolf at 1, Tyler Berger 2, Pantaleo at 3, Caleb Young 4, Deacon surprisingly all the way down at 5, Steve Blease at 6, Keyshawn Hayes 7, and John Marable 8. And then to go to the consolation bracket to show how that happened. So Deacon was able to beat Brill. Caleb Young were down at winner Keyshawn Hayes. But then Deacon fell to Pantaleo. And then Young defeated Blease again. That first match was the one where Blease came out extremely bloody after a late takedown that put him on his back. But then in the consolation finals, Pantaleo won 5-3 Caleb Young. Meanwhile, Deacon was able to defeat Blease. And that is it for 133 to 157. I'll do another video on 165 with some match highlights of the win that Alex Marinelli had over Vincenzo Joseph. And then I'll go from there after.